All right, hello everyone. This is SANDDAO Podcast 11, and today we are covering SIP-10. So if you're with me so far, podcast number 11, SIP number 10, that's what we're on about today. I have with me Chips from the Hermit Crab Studio. I'll have him introduce himself, his background, and his position. And SIP-10 is about blockchain events to funding blockchain events for various individuals and studios to attend for 2024. I think there are six of them, if I'm not mistaken. The will, yeah, six of them. Chips is nodding his head. So we're going to talk about the normal stuff we talk about when it comes to SIPs, the who, what, when, where, why, and questions I've seen along the way that the community has asked for. Right, scope of the talk. Today's a meet and greet with Chips and Hermit Crab Studio. Chips is one of, if not the author of the SIP, so quite knowledgeable about it and can withstand all the interrogation that's about to happen. And then also this is about the SIP draft. So actually, it's an active now. It was a draft. It is now an active SIP, and it is currently up for voting. So please go there now, or wait until the end of the podcast if you have questions you want answered. And if you're in the chat now, please put your questions in the chat. There's a slide later on that we have before we stop, which I will ask Chips if you put your questions in the chat. And yeah, it's out there for voting now. Please take a gander at it. And let's go into introductions. So my name's Lanzer. I'm the podcast host for SandDAO, which is all about the Sandbox DAO. We cover SIPs, we cover drafts, we cover different type of governance things. I've been interviewing a lot of different community members, advisory board members, and special counsel. All it is just a fact finding mission. I want to learn more about the SIP and the DAO, and I want to bring you all along with me. So this is strictly for the SandFam to be better and to learn and to improve so that we can all contribute to the DAO in a way that's informed and makes sense to us. Because some of it we don't even really know what we want out of the DAO yet. And the SIPs that Chips has brought to the table is one of the ways that we can do that. So I'm a landowner. I love running around with my WoW avatar in the sandbox, and I'm also, I'll just stop there. All uh, Chips, welcome to the show, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me, Shane. Well, I'm super happy to be here. Uh, Obviously, I'm not the one who were behind of this SIP. Just the one working on the backstage to make sure that all that we have regarding Hermit Crab on this SIP will be right in place. I know that we have several other companies with us. Uh, this is obviously an idea of a group of people and a group of uh, companies that are interested in it. So uh, that said, I'm the business manager of Hermit Crab. Hermit Crab is one of the biggest developers of the sandbox. We have over 100 lands on it, and we've been working hard on to promote the brand, to have games like The Walking Dead or People of Crypto and
I
other
love that one, by the way.
well-known experiences. So I hope I'm here to get your answers that you're looking for and have a lot of fun talking with you, Lancer.
Thank you. And which Walking Dead did you all make?
Uh, I would say that everyone.
All of them? So the
Oh, yeah,
Alexandria one and the road
yeah,
and the tower.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Okay.
Uh,
I liked
I come from
Alexandria. It's a good one.
uh, don't again. Although I'm in a game industry, it's been more than 20 years, and I've been working with this. It's been a while. I usually uh, there are several projects that were already made when I get there. I know that we've been working with The Walking Dead, and we have a few experiences. We have, as I mentioned, the People of Crypto, the Irish Pub, and so many
That one was
others like
awesome. I loved that one too.
Jamiroquai, and I don't know if it's out or not, Jamiroquai, but anyway, we have the Lisbon surrealism and so many other experiences that I like so much. Even the Maradona one, that I think it's super cool, which tells the whole story of Maradona from the soccer player since he was born till he died.
Maradona
Um,
Extension. Ascension.
yes, yeah, that's the one that I like the most. So we have a lot of things going on Sandbox, and as I mentioned, as I said, it's one of the coolest things that we have at Hermit Crab, and I'm really proud of it and the whole team.
Good. Good. Yeah, I have it up on stream for everyone to take a look at. But we have Hermit Crab Studio is right next to the Invincible, and that is just north of 00. Cool. Very cool. Sportsland.
Yeah, we that's our main court. I would say that the Sports Lands is the place that we have. We just had the Olympics from COB, which is the Brazilian Olympic Committee.
Hmm.
So we have all the things that bringing Brazilians to those lands and having fun with Jinga, which is the tiger, the mascot of the experience, and that's our main goal to bring new brands and new experiences, new people to the sandbox.
Yeah, and definitely some heavy hitters that I've played a number of times in my sandbox career. The
Uh,
Surreal Lisbon and Walking Dead and the Irish Pub. I think I like that one a lot. That was a good one. So
yeah,
thank you. Welcome. And
thank you
disclaimer.
for having.
Disclaimer is neither Chips or I represent the Sandbox Game or the Sandbox Foundation. We are not your financial or legal advisors, and nothing we say is to be taken as financial or legal advice.
True.
True for you too, Sips? Chips?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. All right, scoreboard. So we have two SIPs in draft, the Sandbox Academy Philippines by Bago, Mark, as he calls himself, and we will be doing an episode with him later on Wednesday. Sandbox Ambassador Program, and then the two that are open for voting. One is SIP number 9, which is the NFT collection with Arthmord, and then the one we have on today with Chips is the blockchain events in Asia and Latin America. That brings us to 7 SIPs approved total, and in the next 14 days, that will turn into 9 SIPs. Approved or disapproved, whichever one it goes. Hopefully approved.
Yeah.
Checkbox, the checkbook, we're currently sitting at 13% of the 15.5 million sand. We spent 1.9 million of all the SIPs that have been approved thus far. And if we approve all the SIPs currently on the table, it'll go up to 20%, as in 2.8 million sand. So that's the accounting of it. All right, Chips, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, just shoot it.
So if you go to the Sandbox DAO website, you'll see new SIPs for voting here. Looks like this. And that's where you can either join the discussion that we're having, that we're about to have now, or vote. And just please give it a look, or wait until the end of the podcast if you have your questions that you want answered. So, number one, Chips. How did this SIP come about?
Uh, as far as I know, what happened was we do every year an event called Brazil Game Show, which is the second
We as
lar-
in Hermit Crab?
we as Hermit Crab do
Okay.
the event Brazil Game Show, and is the second largest B2C, the business usually we say B2C, and now I forgot what's the C stands for, but it is the
Consumer.
consumer, business to consumer event in the world, just after China Joy. And
But what was the largest one you said?
China Joy,
China Joy?
yeah, is
Joy?
if I know why,
No, no, no,
yeah, Joy,
Joy. How I was
yeah,
spelling it?
Joy,
Okay, got it.
Joy,
Okay.
China Joy. And we've been doing well so far. And since we are as I mentioned before, we are one of the biggest developers of the sandbox, we thought that it would be interesting for the sandbox to be part of this, for us to set a landmark there. And we saw the documentation and the presentation of the sandbox that mentioned that they only had like 6% or less. No, it was an amount of users here in Latam that it was like almost laughable, I would say. Sorry for the strong word, but that's something, and it's horrible for us since we are Hermit Crab, one of the biggest developers of this, and we are investing on this platform. We have a lot of land in there. It's important for us to spread the word and bring more people to the sandbox and bring more people to create new wallets and everything like that. So when we were doing this, we figured that there were other companies doing smaller events all over the world, and we decided to pack it up all together and do one sip to everyone. I do believe that the main thing that I figured on this is that usually the events that we do with the sandbox and with DAOs and with blockchains in general are blockchain events, which is something that I just don't get it. We are selling tires to tire sellers instead of going to the car manufacturers. Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that since the sandbox is a game platform, a metaverse, or whatever you call it, the
Mhm.
best place to be is in a place that is a game event. And since we have like 300,000 people there, 300, actually this year is expected 330 something. Uh, that's the place to be.
330,000 people?
330,000 people.
Wow. All right.
Uh, and usually, when we're talking about a blockchain event, we are talking about 2,000 people, 5,000 people,
Yeah.
tops 10,000 people. So uh, that's something that I don't get it. But maybe you can explain me how this works, Lanzer. Why people do this kind of stuff? Like they do a bank event to bankers instead of to the public in general. Who's the one that will be opening a bank account? Uh, I don't get it.
They do it just with the bankers?
Yeah, and there's a lot of those. Like we are a bank and we are building an event just for the bankers. Why? Wh-
Probably because, from where I'm sitting, the B2B aspect, the business to business.
yeah,
I think
but
that's why they do it, because the conversation is different between 2 banks than a bank and a person, or a bank and
yeah,
a I think that's why, you know?
yeah, but that's the kind of stuff that we are trying to change and bring to the
Okay.
table the consumer, the people that will have fun and we'll talk about and say, well,
Yeah.
I tried something different on this event. Usually people talk about PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch and whatever, and I saw something different. I saw something else, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table.
Got it. And so this being a big business to consumer video game event, when so you all do this every year, and so because the DAO came about where their budgets for this sort of thing, you saw that your attendance could be covered under a budget within the DAO.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, it's something just to again, we are we are a big investor to the DAO. So for us is really important for us to make it bigger. Every time that we make everything bigger, it's good for everyone. So that's our main concern and the main expectation, I would say, for this
Got it.
event. But I'm
Okay.
talking specifically about Brazil Game Show. Uh, we know that there are other events on this SIP, and they are also important. It's something that obviously the companies that are behind these events should talk about it. But I'm stepping forward just to talk about this because I think it's the biggest one.
Yep. Well, as you are the one who ended up responding, so I will make you the point of contact for all of them as much as you're able to answer for, and that's
Okay,
that's the
no
best
problem.
we can do. Yeah. All right. So how much So are you yourself the SIP author?
No, no. There's, as far as I know, there's no such thing as a SIP author. Uh, it was, I was, I know that it should be, but I was pretty much brought together. Like, if you're the one that knows all about the Brazil game show, and I'm in the, as I mentioned before, I'm the game in the game industry. It's been 20 years, so I've seen Brazil since the first Brazil game show. I went to Game Developers Conference in San Francisco since 2010. So it's been I've been a while in. It's been a while that I'm in the game industry. So I was the one responsible for taking care of this area. In but is something that is a gathering of all the people that are looking for an event and bringing things together. So I think that I should. Hermit Crab is obviously one of the authors of the this, but it's gathering all the companies like Monkey, D, Luffy, and Duat and iGreg all together. So if there's anyone who's signing it at the end of the day, I must say that I'm not 100% sure who should be this person. I just
Okay.
understand that
Let's work our way backwards then. Who submitted it to Cyril's team?
um, I did my part. We opened Google Docs with everything and put it together, all the events, and added uh, every single company added bit by bit.
Got it. Okay. And because it was a Google Doc, you can all kind of contribute your portion.
Exactly.
All right, got it. So you from Hermit Crab,
Yes.
Monkey D. Luffy. I know he's in the Discord, but what was his role in this?
I must say, I know this will sound odd, but I'm not the one who knows any of the other companies or other
Oh,
events.
okay,
Sorry for that.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. And was there a central coordinator here, or did you all just were you given the link
We
and
all
then go?
just gather around.
Who
Uh,
gave you the link?
Mateus, who's the CEO of the company.
Mateos. Okay. Do you know where he got the link from?
Yeah, this he was obviously talking with Cyril.
Got it. Okay, so Cyril then created it and then handed it out to all the people who
Yeah,
have a part to play. Okay.
probably
All
that's
right.
something that I have
All right.
happened.
So, okay, got it. I was wondering how that coordination happened. So, Cyril created the SIP in Google Docs and
I wouldn't say
just
that Cyril created it. I'm just saying
Cyril's
that
team then.
yeah,
Someone on Cyril's team created it because you didn't create it. Someone did
yeah,
and distributed to the SIP stakeholders. So,
yeah. I would
all
say
right.
so.
All right. Nope, that makes sense. So what is you know Monkey? What's his connection?
No, I'm sorry. I just
Okay.
said because they are mentioned on who are the key players of this SIP. iGreg, the what, and Maggie Duff and Hermit Crab. I was just reading this.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any he did respond to me, but he didn't identify where he's from. I have to ask him because I've been seeing him in Discord, but he,
Okay.
he must be part of something. All right, so I know so Smobler is a part of this. So Smobler, whoever the Smobler rep is. All right, who else do we have represented? So Hermit Crab, Smobler. Do you know who the other people are?
Nope. And as far as I know, all the other events, I think they are all in Asia. So we are far away from them and doing different things that we saw that had a match at the end of the day
Okay.
because we are all talking about events.
All right. What I couldn't figure out is who was attending. So in Singapore, you have Loretta, who was the last one we interviewed in number 10. She did mention that they had a part to play. So she's going to Singapore, which makes sense because her studio is there. Then in
Yeah.
Thailand, the Sandbox Thailand crypto mine group. So Do you know if we are hosting these 4 people to go?
No, definitely not. Every single one of those are hosting their own event. We won't be in any other event aside of Brazil Game Show.
Okay. Yeah, I'm asking other people as best. You might not know, but I need to ask anyways because
Yeah,
that
no,
is
no,
the
no problem.
question. Okay, so we know Smobler is going. I can't tell who else is going. So just Smobler and Hermit Crab, perhaps, and then somehow Monkey, you're involved in this.
I'm pretty sure that this is in the very beginning of that the forum there, that futuristic venue. Here we have like every in Singapore,
Singapore.
uh, one Singapore, one Nova from Smobler, and then we have the Sandbox official side event, named to be confirmed in September 18, uh, in conjunction with Token 2049.
Oh wait,
Uh,
number one, Nova is their own studio. Oh,
and then we have
okay.
Hong Kong with Blocktober Hong Kong, and
Mm-hmm.
then Thailand in Bangkok, uh, with of epicenter of blockchain
Yeah, but
innovation.
who's going to
Thailand
that one?
blockchain week. That's awesome question.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't tell who's going to Hong Kong. I can't tell who's going to the Sandbox official side event. I can't tell who's going to Thailand. I know who's going to Brazil. You are Hermit
yes,
Crab.
that's the easy one.
Yep, that's the easy one. It'll get easier, but this is the part that kind of tripped me and some other people up.
No
Was
need
I
to
can tell. Okay, so
I can figure this out.
Nova, Hermit Crab, and Smubbler, and then some other mixture of people that I can't figure out is going to the rest of them.
And here
Okay,
we
and
go.
then we'll go unknown for the rest. So
During talking,
got it.
Singapore SG, Smaller.
And
Uh,
somehow Monkey DeLuffy is in here. Okay,
I'm
and
going
so that'll
the
bring us into question number 4, which is who are the key players. We kind of got that. Uh, some
yep,
people did respond to me. I Greg and DeWhat, they responded to me, but I couldn't figure out who
they
they
were,
represented.
yeah.
Those names ringing a bell for you at all?
Uh, Let me answer you yes in one
DeWhat said, and he
Greg.
got a lot of likes here. DeWhat
Uh,
said that he's giving me
likes.
more info, but it didn't say who he represented. And I Greg talked about the Asian events, so I assume I Greg's not part of Hermit Crab.
He's lead of TSB,
I Greg is lead of TSB.
as far as I know. I could be completely wrong.
When you say lead, as in different than Seb, who's the
Yeah,
COO. So,
yeah. Different, like a regional, uh, something.
oh, you know what? Maybe the head of the Thailand region and the head of the. I think I see now. Okay, so this one happening in Thailand, this one happening in Bangkok. So, and then this one happening in Hong Kong. So there must be regional people assigned to this, which is what Sandbox has. They have that regional uh,
Exactly.
ambassadors or actual leaders of that area. Okay.
Yeah.
So so you're not really affiliated with them. You don't really talk to them.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just a game company. I swear.
No, I believe you. I believe you. You're unfortunately, Chips. You're the only person I can ask right now. All right.
I'm sorry
All right.
that I don't have all the answers that you might be expecting.
It's all right. We'll work through it. So Brazil event, Hermit Crab
Yeah.
Studios. Then we have Singapore event, Small Blur. Then we have Hong Kong event, don't know. Then we have Thailand event, don't know. Then we have, was it
Bang. Bangkok.
Bangkok? Okay. We have Bangkok event, don't know. And I think that's it, right? Singapore, Blocktober, Hong Kong, Thailand, Meme Fest. Where is that?
Yeah, I guess I found what I was looking for here.
Brazil.
Token 2049. We have Token 2049, Blocktober Hong Kong, Thailand Blockchain, Meme Fest Digital Dreamland
Yeah, that one.
2024.
Where's that one? There's a
And,
link here.
and
Look at the
yeah,
link. Nine Cat Digital. It looks like it's in Thailand, I guess. Somewhere in Thailand. So another Thailand event. Maybe that is Thailand. I can't tell. That not your fault, but so this is a little bit hard to read sometimes.
no problem. Uh, we are doing the best we can.
I know you are.
We
I
have
know you are. All right. So at the very least, we know Singapore. That one's easy to see. The side event at token 2049. Okay. So let's say token 2049. Don't know, but maybe the TSB team, let's say. And then Hong Kong, which is Blocktober. Okay. Trying to keep track. All right. So we're funding each team to go to these different events to do different stuff like booths, different user acquisition costs, and
yeah,
all right, we'll get into your portion because
sure.
I'm assuming that you can't speak for the rest of them, but
I'm sorry for that.
yeah, it's okay. It's a okay. I think all right. I think I'm good there. So somehow I, Greg, DeWatt, and Monkey D. Luffy are involved in this because they responded like they knew what was happening, and then individuals of some kind, and then chips from Hermit Crab. All right, all right. I think I think we're good now.
We
All
we
right,
are figuring this out.
all right. So let's do our next question. How were the teams and individuals chosen to attend those events? So let's speak just for you. How were you all chosen to go for Brazil?
Actually, uh, we were already settling up for this. We are. We've been discussing with the event. It's been a while, and then because of that, we thought that we could bring together the DAO and the Sandbox. That's
Okay.
just what happened. As I mentioned, we've been to the Brazil Game Show for the last, I would say, 7 years or so, and we've been growing. We usually bring big brands with us. We work with Barcelona. We work with Benfica from Europe. Do you know the soccer teams?
I know ish. I used to play soccer in high school, but I haven't played since. Definitely not like Matheus.
Mateus, yeah, yeah. Mateus
Mateus.
was a
Mateus.
former soccer
Yeah,
player.
I know.
Yeah,
I was watching some of his highlights in his former years as a footballer. I was a midfielder, and he was a center back. It looked like, which we call a
yeah,
stopper in
and
America.
yeah. I'm a left fielder.
You're
Uh,
left or lefty? All right, left midfield,
yeah, and I'm a cornerback too.
cornerback. Gotcha. Yep, gotcha.
But
You
not on soccer.
yeah, in football.
In football.
Yeah,
We do have American football here in Brazil. We have
yeah.
several teams here. We have a national football league from Brazil, which we used to be called Torneo Touchdown. Uh, and back in the day, I used to play there.
Oh, you used to play American football.
Yeah, as a corner.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That was unexpected, right?
So a cornerback in American football. Got it.
Yeah.
How about that?
And I'm a big fan of Houston Texans.
Houston, Texas. Okay. I'm Jackson Jaguars myself. I
Uh,
know they're not like great,
yeah,
but
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Houston,
as
Texas. That's college, isn't it? So,
college, what do you mean by that?
the the Texans.
The Texans are they are in NFL. They are in
Oh,
the same branch that there you have Dallas Cowboys and Indianapolis
oh, the
Colts.
Texans. Right, right. Okay,
Texans. Yeah,
got it. Yeah,
shame on you.
shows how much I pay attention to football, huh? Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's cool. Unexpected, but very cool.
Yeah,
How many
and
years did you
we
play?
we were sorry. I've played from 2010 to 2015.
And was it like a recreational league, or was it college, or what?
No, no, it's National League. It's actually we had a couple of NFL former NFL players here playing. We had a few NCAA players playing here. The main name would be Casey Frost, uh, which uh, was not drafted at the end of the day as cornerback, as quarterback at the NFL. So he came to Brazil. We have a few players that left our league to play in Canada, and we have one of our players that went to Miami Dolphins, which was Duzão back in the day. Back in the day, he used to play when I was playing, and he went to Miami Dolphins. It's been like 3 4 years ago.
Gotcha. Huh.
Yeah,
So you played for the
yeah.
National League. Oh my gosh. All right. So you must be like 260 pounds full of muscle.
No, I was way more fit back in the day,
Yeah.
uh, and uh, really fast. That's what we need for our DBs. Uh, High jumping and fast players. So way more skill based than any other thing. But it's
Gotcha.
obviously nothing compares to NFL. We even played I don't know if you know that, but there's a world championship of football league uh, with teams from Japan, Germany, US, Canada,
No, I did
and all
not
that.
know that.
Yeah, in 2014 or
Did we win? Did the
2016.
Americans win?
No, no, definitely not. I'm not that good.
Definitely
Uh,
not. We got beat
uh,
at our own sport. All right.
no, no, no. You asked if America won.
Mhm.
Yeah, USA was the one that the final was Japan versus US, and US won. Uh, we were like in Brazil stayed in fifth place, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, but still, I know that this has absolutely nothing
That's
to do
okay.
with
No, it's
what
okay.
we're talking about.
I like the detour. I like the detour. So
But anyway,
so Hermit Crab was already going to Brazil.
yeah, we are in Brazil. We have this deals with soccer brands like Barcelona, Manchester City, uh, Paris Saint Germain, Benfica from Portugal, and Arsenal from England. And this is something that we've been doing. And this was the right time since we had Maradona just released in the Sandbox, and we were part of this of the Sandbox, and we got a few prizes last year from the event that were hosted in Singapore
Hmm.
for Sandbox as one of the best experiences that there were in the Sandbox. So we thought this was a good
Gotcha.
moment to get to be there and to push forward this in Latin America, since again, since we know that there are not that many people there. But obviously, there's some costs to build a booth. And the good thing is that usually when you bring a brand from is that is from abroad, usually it's way more expensive to do this kind of stuff here in Brazil. So what we thought is we can get there as a Brazilian company, which can make this much less expensive and make this a good deal for all of us.
And so how were you all chosen? Not in the, you already kind of answered. Here's what I'm trying to ask. Was there like a meeting where you all got together and Hermit Crab said, "All right, we're taking Brazil because we're already in Brazil," and that sort of stuff? Did that happen?
As far as I know, what happened was uh, Hermit Crab decided that we wanted to do this. We wanted to go with the SIP, and then since we are doing this a SIP for the events, other companies that were already talking about this uh, decided that, well, we can put everyone together in the same thing instead of doing one SIP after the other, all about events. Uh, so that
Okay.
was the main idea. We were, I would say that we were the tip of the spear, and then the others came along.
So it started first with Matheus.
Yep,
So
yep,
it started first with Matheus and Cyril's team, and then because it involved Hermit Crab Studios,
exactly,
other studios said, "Hey, we want to do this as well," and then they contributed their portion.
exactly,
Okay. Okay. So then they came to it with, "This is the one we want to go to. This is the one we want funded." All right. All right.
exactly,
Got it. Added themselves to the SIP to create a combined blockchain 2024 events proposal. Got it.
exactly.
Got it. Nope, makes sense. Thank you, Chips. Thank you. That I think that clears that part up. Still don't know who's going to what, but you know what? We can worry about that. I'll just keep asking questions in the proposal, and that's probably be the question I ask them is who is going to these other ones that you and I did not able we weren't able to figure out. Thank you
Sorry
for
for
your
that.
patience on that. I appreciate you being a
Oh,
good sport about
uh,
it.
as I mentioned before we go live, I'm here to help and I'm here to answer questions that I can answer. The other
Yeah,
ones that I don't know what's going on.
got
I'm
it.
sorry that I can't help,
That's okay.
but
That's all right.
I'll do the best.
We do the best we can. All right. So is the 94 so all right, now that I know that, I need to break that down in my head. So it's not 94,000 for everyone. You all came up
No.
with your own proposal amounts?
Yes.
All right.
In our case, we are talking about 35K.
Yeah, for the Brazil portion. Okay. Before we
Yeah.
get into the 35K on a detour, is the are these expenses a since you said you're already going, because
Yeah.
you're gonna get funded, if you get funded and the proposal passes, will you then go for actually, hold on, let me think about this. Think for a second. So the question is if it's gonna be paid through the DAO, is this a DAO specific pursuit? Or yeah, okay. So if you do get funded and the 34,000 you're able to
Yeah.
receive that from the DAO, does this become a Hermit Crab Studio and you're gonna change your focus to a DAO specific thing? Or you're gonna do what you already planned to do, but now you have funding from the DAO? Get what I'm
No, no,
saying?
no. We're 100% on the DAO. If we are sponsored, the idea is to like let's make some. As I mentioned, we usually work with brands. So think it like this. If we're working with Barcelona, you will find a Barcelona booth. If we're working with the DAO, you'll find a DAO booth. Uh, we are just part of it. We are just a partner on this one. It's powered by Hermit Crab, but at the end of the day, this is the DAO. You'll see a black and blue booth, 100% talking about the DAO, the sandbox, and how to make your account and make it work and make it happen. We have no interest aside of making this bigger, making this better,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, we are gaining on this because we are part of it.
Yeah, because you're there, they'll see Hermit Crab Studio powered by Hermit Crab Studio, but you'll be speaking for the DAO. You'll be speaking
Exactly.
about the DAO, you'll be advocating for the DAO.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Are you talk to me more about that. How does let's start from the beginning. Last year,
Yeah.
how did the event unfold for Hermit Crab Studio? What were you there doing last year?
We had last year we had their Benfica merge, the game from Benfica, the game from Barcelona, and the game from Manchester City. So we had a booth with the back of it 100% Barcelona, and the two sides, one the right side on Benfica and the left side on Manchester City. And we had computers and tablets, so people could play. For example, if not if the reporter from the TV from Portugal, SIP, if I'm not mistaken, he came there, and then we did an interview talking about Benfica, talking about the game, how the game worked, and
I
what
mean, you said what's that word? Benfica?
Benfica. Benfica is a
Benfica.
team like Barcelona. I
Okay.
can change to Barcelona the idea, so you can let's say because it wasn't the team, but let's say a reporter from Spain came there to talk in Spanish about the game from Barcelona that were showcased uh, in the event. So we had the backdrop. We were showcasing the game. How did this work? It was a card game with soccer. So we showed to the TV channels from Spain, and we also showcased to the TV channels from Brazil. So we had the Brazilian TV channels, regular ones, and we were explaining how a company in Brazil had partnership with a soccer team, a famous soccer team in Spain or in England or in Portugal, uh, and how those games worked. So we were like explaining to everyone, to all the reporters, to the press, and all that, how this works and how a company that almost no one knows could have this kind of deal.
So these weren't specific to Sandbox. These were other types of games.
Yeah, those are 100% games for mobile. This year,
Mobile games. Okay, that
yeah,
that Hermit Crab Studio developed.
yes. It's
Ah,
important to remember that Hermit Crab does games for the Sandbox, for Fortnite, for Roblox,
yeah, I
for
saw that.
mobile.
I saw that. Okay,
So,
got it.
we have a lot of options. During Gamescom LATAM a few months ago, we had the COB event booth that it was 100% uh, all about the Olympics, and we have like Panini's stickers and all everything was about the Olympics. So you have Hermit Crab powered by Hermit Crab, but at the end of the day, all the tablets and everything that you will see there, it was about Roblox and the Sandbox, how you were able to play these games in there. And then for this year, the idea is to have like everything on a specific area of the booth, all about the sandbox and the DAO and how this works and how you create your wallet and how you enjoy the experience. How do you find the
Okay,
Snoop
wait, pause,
Dogg?
pause, 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 pause. I'm trying to keep along in my notes. So this year,
Sorry.
no, that's good. No, this is great. This is exactly what I needed to know. So this year, I just need to keep up with you. We
Okay.
intend on doing everything related to the sandbox, the sandbox DAO, how
Yeah.
to create wallets. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, how to enjoy the sandbox now, how to create a new wallet, how to play a game, how to find a game that you heard of, or if you have never heard of any of those games, we would have our
Just Hermit Crab
experiences
Studio
there.
games or any game?
I would say any game,
Okay.
but the idea is obviously to showcase the games that we've done because, as you mentioned, you love the games that we've done. That there's nothing better than
I do.
any of
There
them.
are a lot of other games that I like though.
You just said that we had the best games ever made in the
Oh yeah,
history of.
yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I said. I
So why we would
I did like the
showcase
Irish
any
pub.
other?
The Irish
Yeah.
probably does rank onto my top 10. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, I'm joking, but at
No,
the
I
end of the
get
day,
you.
we
I
know
get you.
we have some cool experiences, and the idea is just pretty much to showcase how fun can it be, and we will be obviously showcasing a few experiences that we know that are cool to play and to enjoy and to have fun and give some prizes for whoever get there. Give some
Just my opinion on this one. I noticed
sure,
that some of the studios voted no, and
yeah,
I'm willing to bet that part of and they explained why in the snapshot, so you can hover over their name and you'll see why they voted no. They can still change their vote. You can still convince them otherwise, by the way. But in any case, I suspect that some of the reasons why the other studios voted no is because they thought that perhaps Hermit Crab wouldn't represent them because you might see them as competition. I'm
This
just
makes no
I don't know for
sense.
certain, but I think that just for your consideration, that that might help go over easy.
Okay, so let me get back to you uh, thinking like that.
Okay.
Um, Usually, as I mentioned, I'm in the game industry. It's been a while, and
Hmm.
uh, usually, if you have, for example, a PlayStation, it's very unlikely that you will buy an Xbox. I would say you usually choose for a console to play, and then you go with one of those. But if you like racing games, there's no reason for you to buy one racing game and don't buy another racing game, another type of racing game. So if we have an experience uh, at the Sandbox that is all about adventure and uh, let's use the Walking Dead experience, for example, and
Hmm.
there's another one that looks like that. Uh, the person that is playing at the Sandbox have no reason for just play this one that is made from Hermit Crab and not the other one, because it's something that I like, and we are not competing, not one bit, because if the guy is inside of it, he can test any game that he wants. So as long as I bring someone new to experience something new at the Sandbox, then everybody is happy, because
Okay.
I have no competition with any other company. Uh, the only thing that I want is that someone from LATAM to start playing at the Sandbox and playing our experience or another experience. And as long as we have more people there, it's good for everyone. Uh,
I'm glad you
the
look at it that way. That's good. You said LATAM, Latin America. That you call it
Latin
LATAM?
America, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I've been
Uh,
dying to know how to shorten that. So LATAM is the better way to say it.
the thing is, since we're speaking Spanish, you'll hear me always speaking. Since we are speaking English, you'll hear me always saying "latam" as we do in English.
Yeah, yeah, it's claro, claro. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, yo estoy aprendiendo español, pero mi
Perfect.
vocabulario es mal. So, eh.
No problem. We'll go with English, and
Yeah.
latam works just fine. There's no need to say "latam" as we do in Portuguese.
Yeah, and even then, you're from Brazil, so you speak Portuguese. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think all I know is obrigado, and that's
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. Thank you for having me. So
yeah.
we're finishing, right?
No, no, not yet,
I'm kidding.
but
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah. So last year, did you feature any sandbox games that you all built?
No, we were not able. What we did was this year at the very. There's a few events that sometimes we do. We had one in Brasilia, which is the capital of Brazil. That we did have a few sandbox, and last year at Gamescom Latam at BGA, I was there showcasing a few experiences from the sandbox, and one of those were from Hermit Crab, and the other one was not.
Okay,
So
got it, got it.
again,
So
uh,
this year, if you are funded, then it'll be all about the sandbox.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
that's the idea.
What's the give me an idea for what is the difference going to be between you promoting the sandbox and you promoting the sandbox DAO? What's that going to look like?
The first thing is that one thing is that me at the BGA or someone else's booth, just with one computer showcasing the sandbox. Another thing is showcasing the whole thing, having a booth and making people understand what a DAO is, what the sandbox is, and the differences, and making people, as I mentioned before, making the wallet, for example. This brings more make sure that we have more people in it, and investing in it in a way. That's how I see it.
And what part of your I guess what are you going to be saying about the DAO? How I'm trying to get a sense for someone walks up to the booth. How much of it are they going to see Sandbox DAO? How much are they going to see Sandbox Game? Like what is the degree of their attention going to be?
uh, Usually on this kind of event, we what we do is although this is a B2C event, there's a lot of other developers, other companies that come along and want to understand, want to know more about what's going on and how this is happening. And we do have a few meetings during this. So those are the moments that we can promote the DAO and make sure that this is a good moment to get into this DAO and have this support and work with it to make your own game, even if it's not working with the sandbox, for example. So last year we had a few guys from Avalanche and another blockchain. And I do believe that this is the kind of moment that you can evangelize someone else to come to the DAO, if it makes sense to you.
You lost me a little bit. So, okay, can you rephrase that? Can you say it a different way?
Yeah, sure. Uh, I do understand that when you are in an event like that, uh, if you can showcase not only to the common public, uh, being part of the DAO is important to understand to be part of that chain and be able to vote and do all the things that you can do in the DAO. Uh, you can also talk with other companies that can also uh, bring together newcomers to the DAO, new developers, new uh, a fresh pair of eyes on top of this new technology that not all everybody knows in LATAM. I think that this is the main thing to be considered as far as I can see, like trying to explain what a DAO is, because at the end of the day, most of those people have no idea what a DAO is, why is what's the difference between the sandbox game and a DAO, and how this works, and how do you have your account and are able to vote for something if you have uh, land or if you have anything on this now.
So
Yes,
that sounds like a small portion of the event.
a small portion.
Yeah, I
And
don't know how to
how?
translate that.
No, no, I do understand what you said, and I understand. How do you see this as making different? Maybe you can enlighten me, and maybe I can change my strategy. It would be super awesome. So you're the one
I
that
think
are super active at the Dell. I'm not sorry.
no,
I
that's
do
okay.
believe.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm actually very I'm flattered that you'd asked that. Thank you. Uh, I'll I've heard not only myself, but I've seen some of the other questions that they pose, and especially in the snapshot when you can see the reason why they vote no. Some of them put things related to this, which is that if the DAO is giving them money,
Yeah,
how much of it is really going to be about the DAO? How much of the booth is going to show Sandbox DAO as a banner? Like on the sandboxdao.com, the big Sandbox DAO logo. How
yep,
much is it going to feature the SIPs? Will there be a how to for a SIPs
perfect.
guide? Um, how much will it show our how many SIPs have been approved thus far? So we had the foundation now, we have the budget, and they also approve some for like the trading pair and what's it called? Red Cross. So the Red Cross, the one that
Yeah,
just passed last week or the week before was the staking plan budget. And you're right. A lot of people don't know what the DAO is, and I'll give it to you that I'm willing to bet at this gaming convention, very few probably do. So the big question is what are you all going to do with the money to turn that around? What
yeah.
can you do to show this is what a DAO is and integrate that into your participation?
Shame on you. You sort of asked me, and then you turned back the question on me. But there's no problem. I do understand what you're
You're right.
what you're
I
looking.
didn't.
No, no,
I
but
did.
that's not a problem. I do understand what you're saying, and I understand that what you're looking for is an answer more like, uh, as you mentioned, I would bet that 99% of the people that are there have no idea what a DAO is. So we gotta start with the basics. We gotta showcase how cool this is, how this works, uh, why this exists. And to do that, we need to be there. We need to have people coming to the booth and people ready to explain in Portuguese how this works, why this works, and how cool this could be, and as something different in the game industry. And that's why I do believe that this is important to be done. Uh,
Okay.
Maybe I should pledge my ignorance to how to do this the best way. And I will be super happy if everyone from the community could give hundreds of ideas, and I obviously have no problem to implement this uh, at all. At
Okay,
first,
Chits, you
I
know what? I figured it out. I'll answer your question because you're right. I turned it back on you. Okay. So are you looking at my stream right now, or do you have
yes.
the questions
No,
open?
no. I'm just looking at you, but I can do that right away.
Okay, pop
I
open
have
up
to here.
pop open the stream because I'm going to
Okay.
show you some things that if I were in your shoes, how I would do this. Okay.
Awesome.
Where's my little this? I live for this moment. This is
And
fun. This
now
is good.
with you,
Okay, there we go.
Lanzer, showcasing everything that we need to know about the DAO, the vision.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so you see right now my stream. So you have
Yes.
the bottom portion, which was your SIP that you in the forums, and then the top portion, which is the website. Okay, so
Yeah.
the actual website itself has a lot of stuff that you can create banners out of. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like big posters, but they're really like flimsy, made out of like paper or something like that. So you can
Perfect.
create banners, right? A
Yeah.
lot of this website already has stuff that you can easily create in banners. And here's what I would hit. It would be I'd have a banner that would show not you. Let's go under the about section. A banner that would show this, the roadmap. I would have a banner next to it that would have the special counsel and the advisory board. And you could probably just copy paste this to the banner company to where they can create all the faces here. All right. And so when people
Okay.
walk by, they're gonna be like, "There's a special counsel and an advisory board. What in the world is that supposed to be?" And I bet you a number of them will at least recognize someone, whether it be the founder of Ledger, the founder of Animoca, Seb, who is at every conference known to the world. He's like traveling all the time. And then they might even know because from Brazil, Mateus.
Yeah.
Then be like, oh my gosh, he's on the advisory board. What does that even mean? So there's your quick Q&A session right there. The other one I noticed is I had on here. Okay, so the budget. I would do a big old banner of this budget, and on the website it's under dashboard. So this right here, I would do a big old banner of this, and that would immediately catch some eyeballs. 15 million of whatever sand is supposed to be. Saying from the perspective, no idea. 15 million sand. What is that even supposed to be? So those are the conversation starters. The remaining budget's kind of in the weeds. Probably wouldn't worry about that one. What else? Vision. This is one here. Vision. One community, many parts. I'd banner this whole thing.
Awesome.
So you have, and then you could banner the Sandbox community map. So this is a good picture. This website to me has all the marketing material. If you were to create, I don't know, freestanding banners that were
Yeah.
maybe three by whatever or whatever it might has to
I
be,
get it. I
the
get it.
stuff that would really catch people's attention, which is the budget, the map, and because you're already featuring the sandbox in the games like The Walking Dead, that kind of speaks for itself. But the DAO portion would be where's the ethics? The ethics down here. Nah, that's too many words. So people just walk by that without even reading it. So these pictures, one, two, three, that might catch people's eye who are really interested. The dashboard, the numbers. So the 15 million sand, and then the about, which would show the faces of people that they may recognize in other spaces. I'd say if you had those three banners,
Yeah.
that to me would signify that you are there speaking with about the DAO and evangelizing it in the everyday conference for people who just walk right by.
Perfect.
Did I
It
answer your question?
100%, and
All right.
I must the map itself, I think it's super cool. I think that the faces, I wouldn't go with it because at the end of the day, we're having a B2C event, and they might not know, and they even might not care who's behind this, unless it's Neymar or like Beyonce, or Taylor Swift. uh but the rest, I would say, like the this budget, uh,
Sure.
uh
Yeah, I'll leave it to you on that one and your judgment. But something
yeah,
that
no, I got it, I got it.
starts the
uh,
conversation.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I would say that the map itself starts like great conversation. Why there's like a Snoop Dogg and a Paris Hilton or something like that, and The Walking Dead stuff, and it should be like a wall of this, and then somewhere the 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 budget area that is, I think it's super cool. So
Okay.
I'm with you 100% on this.
So I won't put you on the spot in terms of how much you will or will not accept of what I just said, but in
No,
terms
no, no.
of
There's no, no, 100%. You can count on me. I'm up with you. I agree with you 100%, and that's why I'm here.
okay.
To try, before we started this off, uh, uh, not live. Didn't I tell you that I'm here to be able to talk to people, understand, and be part of it? So that's why I'm here, and I think this feedback is the reason that I'm here.
Okay.
And I'm grateful that you were able to actually answer the question and give me the feedback that I was looking for. And I think it's genius that we haven't seen this before. Uh, so I'm really, really glad that you
Yeah.
brought this.
I would
And thank
even I would even venture so far as to say one of them would be your SIP. Like this right here, this website, like even the top portion with the bit with your because some, maybe even 5 or 8 out of 10 people won't even take a good look at this, but for anyone who does, and maybe you would stop here, like with the who, what, when, where, why table, because the rest of it just gets into iSource, that sort of stuff. Um, Anything that evangelizes the DAO or starts the conversation, and if they did get into the
yeah,
conversation, you already have the visual aids, even if
exactly.
it's like a binder of nothing but pictures of the website or the SIPs, like the sort of thing that can facilitate your discussion with someone who has no idea what the DAO is, and those visual aids that help them understand. That's
And the
mine.
idea is to have the booth with the TVs. We usually do some TVs on the wall, so those TVs usually showcase some reels and something interesting about what we are showcasing. So
Okay.
this is obviously the kind of stuff that we always do this way, because we are there to sell something, to spread the word on top of something. So the best thing to do is obviously have something imprinted there, but also something interesting to be watched on a big TV screen that makes
Okay.
sense for them.
Cool. No, if you do end up creating an animation or a video about the DAO, please share it because I would love to feature it here on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. You
Cool.
can expect that,
Cool.
and it's
Are
and
there
definitely
any
be 100% in
opportunity?
Portuguese.
What's that?
And it will definitely be 100% in Portuguese.
That's fine. That's
No,
fine.
I'm kidding. We can do this in English too.
Whatever you end up creating, it could
Yeah,
be whatever it is that you determine is best for the event. That's fine. What are there any opportunities for you to do interviews or panels where
yeah,
you
definitely.
can talk about the DAO, or is it not
Yeah,
the right place?
no, it's something that we always do, and it's something that we'll definitely do. As I mentioned, we we usually make a interesting banner, the place that we do all the interviews, and then we talk about what we're doing. I mentioned before, last year we did a lot of interviews about Barcelona, about Manchester City, about Benfica. uh, this year at Gamescom LATAM, I did hundreds of interviews about the Olympic Games that were coming and what we were showcasing and how cool it was to be played inside Fortnite and Roblox and the Sandbox. Sorry, the way that I'm saying is that I really did a lot of interviews uh,
Yeah.
talking about this. Yeah, yeah, and this is something that will definitely happen. We have the influencers that the way that we did last year, Brazilian influencers that come there talk about this and try to understand, do the questions that what you're doing, that how this works and why people would play this and why would people would be part of the DAO and all of this kind of stuff. So if they
Okay.
understand, it's very likely that their followers will also understand and be part of it.
Well, I appreciate you being asking that question and being open to feedback. I think that would really help out number of people to hear that you would work in things that will catch people's eye, that will facilitate conversations about the DAO, and then
Yeah,
different panels and interviews where you can sprinkle in the DAO and talk about
exactly.
it. So
Exactly.
that I think that hits the spot right there. Thank you.
Awesome.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one is what does attending the events accomplish for the sandbox ecosystem? Yeah, what's your impression of when Hermit Crab goes to uh, Brazil, the event? What's it
Yeah,
called again? BSGS.
yeah. Brazil Game Show,
Okay,
BGS.
when you go to BGS, what is your goal? Sure, I think you've said it there, but I want to reattack the question. What is your goal at BGS?
We have, I would say that we have usually two goals. We have one, the main goal is to uh, bring more attention to the brand that we are bringing. Uh, Hermit Crab is a company that does games with brands 100% of the time. So if we're bringing a soccer team, we'll bring the attention to the soccer team. If we're doing something with Sandbox, we'll bring the attention to the Sandbox. And the
Got it.
main goal is to, at the end of the event, have more people aware and playing that game uh, after the event. That's the reason that we are there. And this is usually a long tail because if you go to an event like that, if you are a student in college in graduation, and then you see something different, uh, the cool part about being in an event like this is the fact that you can tell people that you saw something that no one else know, and then you have an information, and you're special somehow. And this is the kind of feeling that we want to bring to every single one that goes to an event at BGS or Gamescom or anyone. So they have some new topic to talk with their friends. And once they do that, obviously they want to showcase this, and then we will be bringing new people for the next 3 to 6 weeks after the event. So we reach usually those 30K, 50K people that are there. Uh, we reach a few major people. There are the influencers, and then after that, we have this long tail happening from people that saw the influencer playing that game, or the person that went there talked with ships, and then after that said, "Well, I know the guy that did that game, and he was super awesome, and I talked to him,
He is
and I
super
tried
awesome.
the
I'll give it to you. I
no, I'm kidding. But he tried the game and then he had fun and then he can showcase. And the good thing is that the sandbox is a metaverse that we all can come together to play. So I can play with you with another person and we can interact there. So it's something different. It's like knowing brand new social network that only the cool people know. So that's the main idea that I have on top of this. And that's what it brings to the ecosystem of the sandbox.
okay,
People thinking that they are cool in Latin America area just because they know something that no one else does.
got it. Got it. Okay. And so, and this, your goal this year would be to bring attention to the Sandbox
in the DAO.
game and the DAO. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to see how this work. I do. We've been very successful so far. That's the reason that we are almost 10 years in existing as Hermit Crab. And every time that we do an event, we do something bigger, we do better. We learn from the last year and the year before, and we're moving forward and reaching more people and understanding how to bring something new, something different. So this is why we do this and why we invest in this. Because at the end of the day, we are also investing on our end. It's not just this amount of money that can pay a booth and TVs and people. You got to consider that this is a 5 day event, so we got to have a lot of people at the booth, and every single person there has a cost that is not covered for. We need to sometimes make these people travel to go to the event or something like that. This is something that we are getting from our pockets. The only thing that we are asking for this is pretty much like printing things on the walls and having the TVs and the computers.
Got
The
it.
rest on us.
And what sort of follow-up normally happens with the people that you meet? Do you, like, exchange contact information or newsletters or what?
Usually, people follow us on the social media. This is our main focus, and that's how they interact with us every time that for example, we did an event at Gamescom. Some people send things directly to me on the on social media saying, well, I played this experience on Roblox, and there's this thing that is bugged, has a ball that is showing up a couple of times more than it should. So they feel as they feel them as part of the development. That's different, especially if you are in Latin America, because usually when you are in US, you sort of know where the developers are in a way. You know that in LA you will find a movie, uh, the who shoots the movies and all the companies and all that. So you know that it's kind of not that far. But for people in here in LATAM, the game developers are far, far away, something unreachable. So once you know someone that actually does something, they feel part of it. Every time that they can send a message saying, "Well, I tried this experience on the sandbox, and this happened. Look at this," they feel as if they are also developing it and being part of it. And this is something that is beyond imagination. They even, for some people, develop a game is not something that they can dream of, and now they can.
I can tell you've done a lot of interviews. You're very well spoken.
Thank you. You're too kind.
All right, so one of the main follow-ups for people that would go by the booth would be to follow Hermit Crab Studio social media.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then you had
In
engagement.
the sandbox, obviously.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I just thought of, as we are saying that, that if one of your screens had the Sandbox DAO's Twitter feed,
Yeah. It would be super cool.
I didn't even think about that until just now. That would be something, because they're
I'll
always
take
posting stuff about the latest SIPs and everything else. And if they were to hit follow on Hermit Crab Studio and the Sandbox DAO, I think I think we're getting really, really close to what a lot of people are asking about when it comes to voting. Oh, you're
I'm
writing it down. Okay. All right.
ready to this is a cool idea. That's something that we can do, and we can put a TV sideways and have the feed like moving and scrolling and all that.
All right. Hey, I'm very happy to hear that you're willing to include that and to integrate those things. I think that makes your position, your what you're offering the DAO much stronger. My personal opinion.
Appreciate that.
Cool. Very cool. All right. How does accomplish for the sandbox ecosystem? I think we already answered that one, so I'm strike that one off the list. One less one to interrogate you about. DAO awareness, we spoke about that a bit. All right, quorum. Let's deviate a little bit for quorum. I noticed on SIPs 9 and 10, we'll just go SIP number 10. Yeah, SIP 10, 'cause that's you. There we go. So right now, you all are trailing. You've got 61% yes
Yeah.
and 37% no, but only 4.6 million of 30 million quorum. So that's 4.6 divided by 30 is 15% quorum, which is a
Okay.
problem. That's a problem.
What's that? Sorry for my
How
ignorance.
what are you all doing, or what do you know to do to help reach quorum?
Uh,
Well, first of all, let me ask this question. Because you all are so decentralized where you input the stuff and that sort of thing, are you all worried about quorum at all? Are you being asked to reach out to people?
I've been uh pressing F5 at the forum like every single day. I have this open right now, and to answer every single one, I know there's 18 questions at the SIP here, and I've answered you every time that you made a
Yes, you
proper
have. Yes, you have.
question. Uh, I'm here to help and try to, but maybe I'm not as qualified as I should to reach everyone and make sure that everybody comes together to vote on our.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's the main reason that I'm here talking on your
Okay.
podcast to spread the word and make sure that
Mhm.
everybody knows about this and comes to vote. That's what I want. But unfortunately, I can't reach everyone of the DAO and go one by one asking just because I don't know how.
Yeah.
I maybe I should.
No, it's okay.
Maybe I
That's
should be more
okay.
competent.
Let me show you something. So
Sure.
I put this slide out. I think I did this for Loretta when we just did her podcast the other day. Oh, no, no. I did this because of Arthmort when we did his podcast last week, and he hadn't had the same question because I noticed that he didn't know how to reach out because he was brand new to the Sandbox DAO and the Sandbox community, didn't have any background. I wanted to prepare for him a slide. So on the slide deck that I sent you, slide 13, that is where
Okay.
you can go to start reaching core members. And I know that because y- you and all the other different studios pitched in together for the SIP,
Yeah.
that this isn't like a traditional SIP where you have one author and that author would be the one responsible for all that. So you'd have to probably ask Cyril or Matheus
Yeah.
to contact Cyril to figure out what it is he wants to do about that. Because at the rate you're
Sure.
going, I don't know if you're going to make it on quorum. It's
Let's
a
see.
problem. So on
Yeah.
slide 13, and I'm showing it here on the
Yeah.
stream,
I'm saying it. I'm saying.
you here are 5 different places you could go
Sure.
to ask for support. And these are all Sandbox affiliated. They're not all Sandbox specific like I am. I'm Sandbox devoted. But Mochaverse Hall, Bulls on the
Yeah.
Block, those are
Perfect.
Ape Chain DAO. They are Ape Coin DAO. I mean, they are Sandbox DAO, Forbes, and some other places where they all combine their own groups. All right, but I frequently go to them during the week, so they know of Sandbox DAO, and they would welcome you because Artmort just on Saturday was on Bulls on the Block, and I could probably send you that link where they asked him questions about his SIP to all of the people who vote for Bulls on the Block, of which they have about I think 200,000 voting power. So they own a big plot of land, and they have a lot of people who listen in who are also people who would vote independent
Awesome.
of Bulls on the Block. Same thing with Mochaverse Hall. Chris Jordan, so he's Coffee with Captain. They are mostly ape coin, but they do talk about the Sandbox every once in a while. They're every single day. So you can catch them on their Twitter spaces every single day. And if you hit at least one of them, if you hit each of them one time, you'll be great. But I
Awesome.
know that you're just Hermit Crab compared to everyone else. So maybe there's a discussion that you all need to have amongst yourselves. Do you want to split the work? Do you not even want to try? It's like It's all
No,
what you all want to do.
I'm up for that. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm the kind of guy that is always up for that.
I see that about you, Chips. I see that about you.
And I think it's important to be part of it. If we're trying to spread the word about DAO, it's part of our job to also
Yeah.
talk to the community and bring them along.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this won't be a shot in the foot, but but
No,
uh,
that
the
what
best that
they'll
I can.
do what they'll do is they'll when you show up and you request to speak, they'll be like, "Hey, how are you? Who do you represent?" If you say that you're one of the SIP authors for the SIP that's on the voting floor, they will give you the space to say your piece. And you're what you've already said to me, you'll have no problem. You have no issue. It's not accusatory. They're not there to attack you. Some of them will ask questions, kind of what I said, which is how does this benefit the DAO or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. But it's very welcoming. It's very hospitable.
Okay. Awesome.
So
Awesome.
and I think that will do you and the SIP wonders when it comes to people looking at that because while you do have 61% yes, that 15% is worrisome because we've already been here. We've been at this already. What
4
4
days.
days?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just about that.
about 10 days left. You
Yeah.
gotta. I already speak at these places, but I can't speak for you because I
No,
can't advocate like that. But I
I
say,
would
hey,
never do that.
we have these two SIPs. I've already said it this
Yeah.
week for people that
Yeah.
these we have these two SIPs. Go vote, please. Yes, no, just vote something.
Yeah.
And then well members, they have the largest land ownership in the whole sandbox. They have like I think last count was they have over 1,000 lands, and which is an enormous amount of voting power. The only thing with whale members is they only vote by delegation, of which the sandbox style doesn't have yet. So it's a big question as to whether or not you'll be able to earn their vote. But they've been around for a long time and they have a big reach.
It's not about earning their vote or not. It's much more about spreading the word. So
Because I
uh,
would hate for this to be huge yes, and then you not get quorum like Game City
absolutely.
Jam did. It
Sure,
had the
sure.
yes, but didn't reach it and it got rejected, and that would be a shame. And then
Yeah,
SandFam Cafe. So that's done by Pickaxe Master, and SandFam Cafe does it once a month. So I should really only put one time monthly. You might be able to convince him to do a podcast like this, or have him advocate for you in some way, to say, hey, this is what they're about and all that sort of stuff. Maybe like a quick YouTube short or whatever it is that they would be willing to do.
sure.
Those are the places that I would hit if I were you, or at least offer up to Mateus to say, hey, if these are some of the ways that we can get quorum.
Perfect.
Yep,
Yeah.
and I'll advocate this to him too when we can do our podcast in the future.
Yeah. You will do it for sure. It's just as I mentioned,
Sure.
probably won't be in English as I mentioned before. This
That's
won't
fine.
be
Well,
live.
I offered to bring a translator. Like I would hire a Portuguese translator to do that, but he said English is fine for him. So okay, no
Okay.
problem. Yep. Otherwise, I'll be Google translating in real time to and speak terrible, terrible
Uh,
Portuguese.
no, he's able to speak English. That's not a problem.
Okay, cool,
He
cool.
might not be just as quick on doing this. Just that.
That's no, that's completely fine. Understandable.
You will hear his French accent speaking English.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So when I first reached out to him, I saw that his profile was in French. So
Yeah.
I sent him a French message. I translated it, and then he sent me like this. He responded to me real fast, and he sent me this big long message. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't speak
What have I
French.
done? I released the Kraken on me,
I
and
sure
I have
did.
no idea.
And I
Yeah,
sure did.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we had a good laugh over that, and then yeah, then I realized that he was from Brazil actually. So then then I offered to do this in Portuguese instead, and then he so graciously offered that let's just put Lanzer out of his misery and do it in English. So yeah.
yeah. Much better.
All right.
Awesome.
So those are high. I highly recommend the sandbox, the SandFam, and the DAO is disorganized right now. We
Yes.
don't have like ApeCoin, this coffee with Captain. these are seen by hundreds of ApeCoin DAO voters, hundreds of them. So they have a lot of places where you can go and get a lot of voters to see what you're after. We don't have that. I'm probably the closest thing we have to that right now.
Yeah.
and and I try my best. So
I totally get it.
that's it. That's all we've got. Cool. Let's go back. Reaching
Awesome.
quorum. So, Lanzer shared slide
Yay.
13,
Thank
sandbox
you.
spaces. What's that?
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
absolutely, absolutely.
thank you.
Like, like I said it earlier. When you win, we win. Like
Yeah,
it's all the DAO. The DAO is
exactly.
winning,
That,
right?
yeah,
So,
that's the idea.
okay. So there's some key phrases in there that I didn't quite understand in the SIP. Activation of 6%. What does that mean?
That's 100% on me. 100. All the questions that come along now, they are 100% on me. Uh, if you go to an event, if you have a booth of an event that have 300,000 people in it, if they sell you that they are gonna reach 300,000 people, they're lying to you. Uh,
Okay.
and I wouldn't be unfair to anyone at the DAO saying, "Ah, we're gonna be at the BGS and we're gonna reach like 330,000 people and it's gonna be awesome." What I said is like it's reasonable to say that we can make at least 6% of those people uh, get there and play the game. In best case scenario, we might reach like 15%, 20%, like which is like 60,000 people playing on our booth, uh,
Okay.
which is a lot. Uh, Especially if you compare with any other sort of event. Uh, what I've said is you can count on me to bring for sure 6% of this 30, 330K people. Uh, because the
And
rest,
how many events of like these have you done before?
I don't know. I lost count. I
Like a
would say
lot?
like
You've done a lot.
50, 60. Uh,
Excellent. Awesome. So we're in
yeah,
good hands, Chips, is what
yeah,
I'm saying, is what I'm hearing. All right.
yeah.
So we
I've
can
been doing
count on
it
you to
since
reach 6%.
2007. Uh,
Got it.
uh, so it's been a while. Uh, no, yeah, 2007.
Yeah, you said almost 20 years, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but regarding events specifically, like doing things and reaching people and talking to people since 2007. I mean, the tech industry since 2002. I used to work with Pocket PCs. Have you heard of it? Palm
Who?
tops, palm tops, and Pocket PCs. Yeah, this is before the day, before they invented the smartphone. Uh,
Like the
uh,
Blackberries and all that, the
it's from
Razors.
uh, Palm is a company that it's something that you can reach in your palm, and it was supposed to be like a smart computer in your hand. So
I need to Google this.
HP had uh,
The
Pocket
Palm
PC,
Pocket?
literally. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember these. Yeah.
yeah, they are like
I was
big.
alive when these were here. Yeah.
I was working on this when these ones were here.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's been a while.
The Palm
Uh,
Pocket. Oh, I haven't seen this in a long time. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I
With the
work on those.
stylus. Oh no.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
stylus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying that I can guarantee that I can activate at that I can have at least 6% of the whole event playing the game, doing talking with them, showcasing what's the DAO is, uh, and it's way more than other events that you can have. I must say that.
And so what does activation mean in that regard? What are you activating?
The usually when we have, for example, a game, we have a DAO, a daily active user, DAU. Uh, uh,
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay.
During the day, we have one active user. So this means that I have one active player at the event. So I will guarantee from the pool of 330,000 people, I'll have 6% active at the sandbox. They will count as a new player playing that game.
So you're going to add them to the daily active user count.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
so 6% of 330,000. I'm a math. I love doing right.
You can do the
So
10 and makes it
19,800 people. You're going to
exact.
add 19,800 daily active users.
Yes.
All right. You seem pretty
No, no,
confident about it and you've been
no,
doing it
no,
for
no.
a while. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I know.
how
That
do
that
we how do we see that? Wait, is there a place I can go to
will.
see that or what?
Yeah, we have the analytics. I know that because we just been um, to Gamescom LATAM, and we have the experiences, and we do have the analytics inside of every single tablet and every single experience, so we know how many people played in every single tablet for every single day.
Okay. Okay.
We do
And
have metrics,
gotcha.
and for Gamescom LATAM, we had uh, 90,000 people, and we have 8,000 people playing.
Okay. And so if you can activate them by adding them to the DAU, the daily active users of the sandbox game, how many of them do you think you can activate for the DAO?
That's a great question that I'll be foolish to answer you
Okay.
with because
Why is that?
it's not because I work with games. I do understand all the metrics on top of games. They will be aware. I'm pretty sure that we'll have brand awareness of 10% of the public for sure. Uh, they will know there is, but considering this is a DAO, it's very unlikely that they will like follow up right away and be part of the DAO on that
Sure.
day. So
Yeah.
what they will have some sort of gift or some sort of um, not some sort of we already have this on our proposal. The idea is to do some customized candies that they can bring back home with a QR
Customized
code.
candies
Candies like customized candies. You think
like
this is bad?
sandbox game candies?
Yeah,
What do these things look like? I've never heard of sandbox game candies before.
you never heard of because they don't
Mm-mm.
exist. They will
Oh, you're
exist.
going to make them. Okay.
Yeah.
All
The same
right.
thing they did, for example, for again for the COB. We had for last year Gamescom. We have like we call it bonbons. I forgot the name. It was chocolate candies that whoever played the game and reach a certain level of the game would get this candy back home.
Got it.
This chocolate candy. And there was a line of people like trying to reach to do whatever was supposed to be done in every single game. Deliver a soccer ball or something like that in game to get this those because people like this and that's something that is easy to be created and for this year at Gamescom LATAM we had I can show you well we might have the pictures of this but we do have uh, we had a wall of candies all sorts of candies because one of our sponsors was a candy brand so we did have like the medals of the Olympics as a candy. So
Okay.
you have a package that you can open. Then you have the gold medal, the bronze medal, the silver medal to be eaten, like gummy bears.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Got it. So as you said that then, I think it will be very important for you to do a banner of the get involved now section of the DAO.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
right there? Number one is discover and debate. Number two is vote for change and then witness the impact. So they have the different links. So if you have the Sandbox DAO's webpage and then the get involved now, that's very mar- it
Mark.
advertises well, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's forgot the expression is when you sorry about that.
That's
Got
okay. That's okay. No problem.
uh,
Cool. And then nice. That would probably be helpful because then whereas you have a lot of gaming expertise. How do you activate the DAO user? I assume call to actions are pretty important in your industry.
Call to action. That was the
Oh,
aspect.
oh, is that what it was? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then that could serve as our call to action, which is the get
Yeah.
involved now, and then the big old discover vote, and then
Exactly.
so they create the account to join the discussions, and they can ask questions like I am. Then they vote on the snapshot, and then they watch the dashboard as things are. I I guess view the dashboard would mean they just watch the budget go down. But
That's
okay,
what it
I
is.
get it.
Yeah.
It's still good. It still looks really good. A lot of these things are very banner worthy. You can create
Yeah.
banners out of a
Definitely.
lot of this.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just noticed that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so while you'll make every attempt to talk about the DAO and incorporate it into your discussions. All right,
Yeah.
got it. But you can, but you're quite confident that you're going to be able to activate 19,000 gamers
Yes.
for the okay. And is that formalized in anything? Like that's what Seb is expecting of you?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
And because this is a low shot. Uh, it's a. I see this as an easy target.
an easy target, he says. An
No.
easy.
Uh,
I
the,
think
the,
that's cool. I think it's good that you understand the environment and that you know what to expect. I think that's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, because we did, as I said, we did that. We already done that before. We know what we are getting. I'm shooting. I'm not shooting for the stars. I'm like doing this uh, as down to earth as possible to
Hmm.
make sure that we'll have everyone on board the way that we are expecting, and not letting. It's better for me to tell you that I'll bring you uh, 3 packages of candy at the end of the day, and then bring you five, then I tell you that I'm gonna bring 3 packets and I bring you one, and then you're disappointed and saying that.
Spoken like a true business manager. Look to exceed expectations. All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So
what if
that's
six
much what
percent is pretty easy to obtain? What would
it's
be the
5 days of event.
5 days?
5 days.
Okay.
So if you divide this from in an event that happens from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., uh, you'll find that it's not an absurd number.
Okay. What would be an absurd number to expect of you?
Uh, 25%.
25.
Like,
Okay. So
yeah.
you reach
This,
6. Do you think that you'll be able to pretty comfortably get 10? Do you think you'll land at 12? Where do you think
I-
you'll
I'm
end up?
I'm not gonna bring you. I'm gonna say 6%, and this is what I'm signing for. Sorry for that.
All
Not
right.
gonna do it. Because if I don't, I'll be disappointed. I'll feel bad.
Oh,
I'll
all right.
be
So
myself saying
absurd would be
I
25%. All right.
exactly.
All
Yeah.
right.
I hate when I do this.
I'll
When
let
I
it go. I'll let that go. No, I
when I
think I think that's
I was
good to know anyways. Just 6% absurd would be 25, so everything above 6 is
yeah.
exceeding expectations.
Yeah,
All right, so
even
the
Nintendo doing this kind of stuff don't reach more than 6%. Don't reach like by far, like,
okay,
and they have big lines and all that.
got it. What is the KPI for BGS 24? What does influencers and international TV channel mean in that sentence?
Sure. Let me put you through this step by step. Uh, Remember when I said that last year we had interviews with the TV channels from Spain, from
Mm-hmm.
Portugal, talking about the games. We have at least one main TV channel that for sure will be there. Uh, and in Brazil, we have five main TV channels that reach like millions of people every day. So I guarantee that one of them is one of our partners, and they will be there talking about what we are doing there. Uh, and
All
we have
right.
and we have for these 5 days we have at least one big influencer. We call them influencer here in Brazil. Uh, there's one guy that is a partner of ours, which is Flix Power, is the only Brazilian that has a character in Fortnite. He's one of the, this time. from Gamescom LATAM, we had an audience over of 1.9 million people from those influencers from Brazil. So it's a lot of people reached from those 6 influencers that we had, and we probably will have a different team of influencers coming to test and play and talk about do the social media videos talking here we came to the BGS and now you're trying the the sandbox here at the DAO booth, and this is obviously be 100% in Portuguese. Um, and this is pretty much what we are looking for here. We might have someone doing this in Spanish to be able to reach uh, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, and Colombia, and other countries that are nearby, going to Mexico. But mainly, this is our main goal to have at least these 6 super awesome influencers that will be there.
Okay.
Last year we had the center of the Brazilian American football team, the national Brazilian football team, which was a friend of mine that had he has 300,000 followers on Instagram, uh, and he went there like to try the game, to do some imitations and have some fun, and talk with everybody and do some meet and greet uh, at the booth. So it was really cool. It was in the last day, and it was super fun, and it
Gotcha.
worked really well.
Did you play a little pickup game of football afterwards?
No, no, we didn't. But it was really fun.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. That makes sense. And I realize now that you might not be able to answer this one, but the KPI
No,
for
I'm
Blocktober?
sorry. I'm
No?
sorry.
Okay.
No.
So chips doesn't represent the people going to Blocktober. HK,
That,
need to find them and ask them.
yeah.
All right, I'll post that question in the proposal discussion. Maybe
Please.
someone will be able to pick that one up there.
Yeah.
I'll tag Dewey or Monkey or I'll tag everybody.
Awesome.
Okay. And now, so those are the questions that I had. There were 2 community questions that popped up.
Really?
Rocky's
Ooh.
Miguel. Real life events have always been excellent for attracting players. If one of the problems of the Sandbox platform is low player retention, how would these types of events help that problem? He says, hi from Ecuador. Quito,
Hola.
huh? Where? ¿De dónde? Miguel.
Gracias por tu pregunta. Entonces, vamos a ver, Miguel. Uh, we do have new experiences coming from to the sandbox. The idea is to retain them with this continuous experience for the sports land. The idea now is to have a sports land that is 100% live, ongoing, and will change the season. Right now, we are in Olympic Games season, and then we'll be in a new season after September. We are about to announce a new partner with us, and this is what will make people come back to see what's going on in that place that they like to be. So on our side, specific, we are doing this to the sandbox to make sure that we have season after season after season. That's the same thing that Fortnite does and Roblox does. And if that's a problem for the sandbox or the other experiences, I don't know. This is what we'll be doing to making people stay at the sandbox.
Got it. So continuous gameplay in the same way Fortnite and Roblox has that will
Yeah,
continually entice people to keep playing.
season based, I would say.
Season based. Okay.
Yeah.
Season based.
That's what we see that keep the players coming back.
Cool. And Rocky's Miguel, his second question was, what other objectives would these events have? Was going to ask my other question, but never mind. So, what other objectives do these events have? Do they have any other objectives?
The main, yeah, uh, my main objective is to be able to reach in person all the players from Latin America. For example, Rocky's Miguel. Hopefully, he'll be there since he's in Ecuador. He might be able to go to Sao Paulo in October 12th, and we might be able to even take a picture together and talk about
That'd be
how
cool.
this. Yeah, that's super cool. And talk about how the sandbox is going. I can even try my Spanish. I promise I'll do that. And that's the idea, is to put a face to that place that everybody knows the digital stuff. Once you bring to them down to earth, and they start knowing people that develop that experience, they start caring more about this, and that's the main goal. uh, because at the end of the day, the game industry is from people to people, and we can never forget this. So that's the moment that you have to experience this, talk to people, talk to someone, and understand what they have in mind and why we are there.
Got it. Okay. All right. Reach all the players in Latin America that you possibly can, to include Rockies Miguel. You heard
Yeah,
him, Miguel. Dale.
dale, Miguel. Vamos
Vamos
a
a
hablar en
Brazil Game Show.
Brazil Game Show. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's a mess, but I'm sorry for that.
All right. So here's the last thing I wanted to go over before we look at closing. What I noticed as we were talking, and we spoke about this quite a bit earlier. You're one studio of several that is a part of this. What
Yes.
is there anything that you can do to share what you've learned, especially in the terms of booth adjustments, like all the different stuff that you can do to talk about the DAO, and then the spaces for quorum? Is there any way that you can share this with the other studios?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a secondary document here. I have both opened here, an Excel and a doc that I have all of those things, and I'll put a comment on those. The thing is, not all of them are building booths the same way that we are doing.
Sure,
Uh,
sure.
some of them are doing uh, tickets for people to come. Some of them are doing the whole event, promote a beta season or something like that. So uh, everyone has a different view or and thing to be done. But at the end of the day, obviously, I can share. We have this conversation. I'll learn a lot from you, and I'll be
Likewise.
super happy to share.
Yeah.
I'll be super happy to share all of the knowledge that I got to everybody else. That's a good thing about having this document all together, so everybody can share the knowledge and their expertise on this.
Thank you. I appreciate that because if they end up doing the banners in the same or similar way to where those conversations will happen, whereas if they weren't there, they wouldn't happen. I think
Sure.
that will address at least some part of the concerns I have, and the people who did vote no, maybe they will change their vote to yes. And
Hopefully,
yeah, but you do have yes, but you have a yes that's at 60%, not 80%. So there's still there. I would hate to see this fail because some large no's came in, and the people who could have been convinced and told that this is really what you're going to be doing for the DAO, then they would be like, oh, I don't have a problem with this anymore.
yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
but you can count on me. Now I know who to
I
reach,
see that now,
and I'll be
Chips.
doing.
I see that. Yeah,
I'll
good.
be that
I'm
too.
really happy that we spoke about this. And
Yeah, that was really cool.
yeah.
As I
So
mentioned, I learned a lot.
were there any topics that you wanted to bring up? Again, I appreciated that you asked me questions and you held me accountable to answering them.
No, the questions that I had was pretty much the ones that I did about the DAO and how do you feel about being convinced and how to present the DAO itself. That's something that for me is way newer than it's for you. Obviously not for Hermit Crab itself, but for me because I've been working in the game industry with consoles and mobile and other areas aside of DAOs and blockchain. So I've been working with this just for a couple of years. So I've been learning a lot, and every time that I talk to, another reason that it's important to talk to everyone, because every time that I come to an interview or any sort of conversation, I learn during the process. So for me, it's pretty much like, do you have any tip that when you were starting with the DAO, and
60 days ago, by the way.
when you were starting, would you have any? Would you like to hear any sort of tip, like start from this, start looking at that, know a little bit more of something?
I think the biggest thing I learned when I started this 60 days ago. So I learned about the DAO when it was announced on May 28th. I didn't know anything about DAOs, so I've been doing nothing but just learning everything I can, watching all the videos. I learned that the very first DAO was Ethereum, and it crashed when someone hacked it. So that was the first DAO to ever exist, and it did not do. It got hit pretty hard. So
Yeah,
ever since then, DAOs have been forming and then crashing, or forming and being successful to varying degrees. And what I learned is everyone is just trying to figure it out. There is no DAO manual because there are so few that have succeeded. And for the ones that are succeeding, like ApeCoin, they have massive problems with earning more money than they're spending. So, because the ApeCoin has like hundreds of millions of dollars,
yeah,
like huge budget, and
I,
they've got sip, and no money coming in. And if you look at their DAO's website, you can see just how little revenue they're able to earn compared to the massive amount of expenditures, right? So bad for business in the long run. They're desperately trying to create value for apes however they can. And so you can hold them up as an example of a successful DAO that is doing DAO things, but what does their long-term health look like? So that's the fight that all I see a lot of these DAOs seems to be having. And everyone, because it's community led, everyone has a different idea of what success is supposed to be. So the Sandbox DAO is in a similar situation where we're so brand new, we're very decentralized. We a lot of us disagree on what the Sandbox DAO should look like, but the added thing that I think you should be aware of for the Sandbox DAO is we have a game behind us. We have land and NFTs, and we have this infrastructure and this foundation that you're very aware well of right now
yeah,
that underpins the DAO's behavior. And it started off centralized, not decentralized. It started off with Cyril
true.
and the founders all coming together to say this is what we want it to look like, and then they set off on a path. A lot of the sandbox community, the SandFam, is skeptical at best and resentful at worst. If you listen to the Discord and look at the Twitters and all that, you're gonna see some of that, and some of that is a reaction to your proposal. When you look at the no's that you received in this down here in the bottom, where you can see the little I can't see it, but when you scroll down in the snapshot and you see the votes, you have
Yeah,
141 votes so far, and under the nose there's a little there. Here we go. Okay, so if you're looking at my stream down
yeah,
here, you can see that little no. If you hover over, you'll see the reason why. You'll see the reason why if they gave you one. What was the no? So Touche, a very big prominent voice, someone who I would reach out to if I were you to turn his vote around, and he thinks that this is something close to nepotism, where you're giving money to yourselves, right? He thinks that this is improper business conduct. I'm not going to speak exactly for him, but if I were to paraphrase what he posted publicly,
no,
by
no,
the way,
I fully understand. I fully
yep.
understand.
So this is he is not at all the only person who holds this view, and a lot of people, the way the Sandbox DAO came into being, look at it with that sort of suspicion that
I
the DAO owners, the advisory council, I'm sorry, the special council and the advisory board
sure.
looks at it like we're going to give money to ourselves. Like Hermit Crab Studio is owned by Mateus. right? And he's on the board. So
Okay.
the perception is Mateos is trying to give money to his own Hermit Crab Studio. But as I've discovered talking to you, that doesn't really seem like the case here. And
Yeah, I don't know how does this sound to you. My point, and I've been working on this on the event itself. The idea is pretty much try to bring more people to the
yeah,
app and to the event, to the sandbox itself. Makes no sense for me to at the end of the day, I want to keep working at Hermit Crab, and I want to keep working at the game industry. So what matters to me is to have more people playing my games, playing the games that I work at, and every time that I bring more people on board, the longer I can keep doing this. I love the job. I told you I love doing this. So what I want to, I want to get the if I could print this on the moon and say, go to the the sandbox now and have fun and play our games at the sandbox. I would do that. Doesn't matter how much does it cost. All that I want is having more people playing and having fun, because this is why that's why we develop games to it's isn't it for having people gathering around
enjoyment. Yeah.
having fun. So uh that's what I want. I'm not making a dime on this
No, I
at the end
think
of the
that's
day.
come through loud and clear, Chips. I think that's
At
come
the
through
end of the day,
very loud and clear.
what
That
we want, so the more people that we have here, the more people, the more money that you at the town will have to keep doing cool stuff, having
yeah.
cash, making something that you like.
And I'm putting the link to the SIP. I don't know why I haven't done this before in different podcasts, but I'm going to put the link to the SIP for people to vote on in the chat. All right, so there's
Yeah.
two links. Rocky's Miguel said, can you send me a link of that page? That right there is the proposal itself, Rocky, where you can vote. And then here is the forum post where you can ask questions and talk to Chips and the rest of the team who can clarify anything that you'd like to know.
Uh, just so you guys know, uh, although it's written Hermit Crab, it's 100% me. I'm the one answering all the calls.
Yep. So if you have to yell at someone, Chips is the one you're
Yeah,
yelling at.
yeah. Remember, there's a face on this, so whenever you call it a stupid or brain damaged person at Hermit Crab, you know you're talking to me.
Yeah. My opinion after my take after listening to this is it's not necessarily a because I'm a part of the advisory board and Mateos is part of the advisory board that Mateos is putting forth a SIP that will only benefit Hermit Crab Studio. It doesn't seem like that at all. It seems more like you do this all the time. You're gonna do this
Yeah,
anyways, with or without. You would like to do this and incorporate the DAO and the sandbox. And with this funding, that's what you can do. All
that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
right.
Well, now you nailed, and because again, as you mentioned, we were gonna do this anyway. We're gonna do this uh, with or without you, and it would be super awesome if we could do with you because we believe on this, and we've been working on it since no one ever knew about this.
Yeah.
And
Long before there was a DAO, long before there was anyone who cared, you were there doing this.
and we were literally hustling there because we were evangelizing
Mhm.
everyone to come to play it, and it was really hard to do this on our own. And now we feel that we have the power to actually do something big here, to actually print this and say, "Come to the sandbox, to the DAO, and make it work." So uh, I'm happy that I even have the chance to do that. You
All
know,
right. Right on, Chips. Excellent. So I think we'll end on that note. That was a great, a great way to address the elephant in the room, is what we say,
sure.
and and do so in a way that makes it clear that this is really the reason why you're here. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So
I'm just
We
making a
are
note on my slide as we're talking, and then we'll go to
some
the conclusion.
conclusions. I
Cool.
conclude that
So,
it's super cool to talk with Lanzer. What?
no, no, go right ahead. Go ahead. We just.
No, I just said that
Oh,
it's
oh,
super
you said
cool
what I
to be
should be
talking with
writing. Oh, Chips, you're pretty cool, man. You're pretty cool. All right, I see why they made you the business manager. All right, let's start moving toward a conclusion. So future episodes, right? We just concluded. We're about to conclude talking with Chips from Hermit Crab Studio about SIP number 10, which is a collection of blockchain events, and not just blockchain events, gaming events, blockchain events, things that are related to the sandbox, which the Sandbox DAO, with this the funding that they're seeking, would be incorporated into, at the very least, Hermit Crab Studio and what they want to do later on. And I was just looking at it; it's gonna happen. Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! 11
22.
October? Nope, that was last year. Shoot, what is it this year?
Isn't it 22? What, the event?
The event is 9 to 13
Oh,
October of this year.
yeah.
So if you are nearby, take a look and go visit Hermit Crab Studio, who will be there with or without SIP funding, by the way. And
Yeah.
all right. And the next episode is August 12th. So a few days, but today is August 12th. Wait a minute. Wednesday. I forgot to put it up here yet, but my next one is on Wednesday with another SIP author, and it'll be Mark Bago. He'll be doing this. He wants to do the Sandbox Academy in the Philippines. So as you can see, this show isn't just about one sip or one idea. We cover a lot of different sips. So where we have Chips today, we have Mark. Anyone who really wants to use the DAO's resources, this is all about telling the story and hearing what you all want to do and how you want to do it, so that people can see that this isn't just some nepotism crazy thing where you're trying to steal money from the DAO. There are real people, they care, and they want to do a good job. So, Sandbox Spaces. Let's go to the next slide. So, if you're able to make it, Chips, if not, no big deal, but there is Mochaverse Hall happening in an hour and a half from now. 7:30, 8:30. Oh, 2.5 hours. Excuse me, from now. It's kind of late in the night, but they did that so that they can incorporate different time zones, because they have people from all over the world. If you are able to show, I'll introduce you to the host. His name is G, and he would be happy to hear the sip uh, as you want to explain it, and it's on Twitter Space. So
Sure.
there's that.
Uh, just
They happen
uh,
every week.
yeah, but just message me if possible, and we
Yep.
can
Yep. I'll
figure
do
that
that.
out.
All right. And last but not least, who should we raid? Chips? Is there anyone the Twitter and Twitch that we should raid?
Not yet. I do have a lot of people that I like to on the Mondays, especially Francis, but
Mm-hmm.
he will be alive in a couple hours.
No one
So
yet. So, all right. So let's look to see
no
if
one
there's
yet.
anyone on Hodl. Hodl's online. So she's another person that if you're able to get on her stream, Hodl Hill is a very well known voice. She already has 28 people. Yeah, we're gonna raid her. We'll
Yeah.
raid Hodl. So let's go ahead and initiate that. What do I have to do, right? Slash raid Hoddle Hill. 1L, as she likes to say all the time. Just 1L. And yeah, raid. Thank you, Miguel. Miguel, you've been Miguel said he's very new to the DAO. You've been really what's the word? Inquisitive. You've been very inquisitive. So please, if you can make it to Brazil Game Show, go see Hermit Crab Studio, and I appreciate you asking so many questions about the DAO and what we have going on here. And the raid's been created. Okay, so thank you for your time. Obrigado. Like, wait, I got this. Hold on, got something.
Gracias, Miguel.
Where's my
¿Qué pasó?
in Portuguese?
Em
Where's
português.
my?
Obrigado a todos.
No, here we go. All right. Obrigado pelo seu tempo. Tenha
E
uma ótima noite. Thank you for your time and have a great night.
Tenha
Chips,
uma
thank
boa
you so
noite.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.